buying it. I'm buying it. I need it. Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome to the channel. So today I have the newest release from Salon Perfect. I have their new Wonka collaboration. Before we get into today's video, I got a couple of things to mention, and the first being, if you are new around here, hi, my name is Nicole. It is wonderful to meet you, and thank you very much for clicking on today's video. Do consider hitting subscribe if you enjoy, you know, content. That's so brand. That's if you enjoy nail polish content, if you enjoy lifestyle content, if you enjoy cooking content, I've got it all. So hit subscribe if you like that kind of thing. If you're in fact a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you doing? Just how's everyone's week going? I am pushing hard to try to get 3 videos up for you all this week, so I'm just gonna plow on through this one. So I did purchase the products featured in today's video. However, I do receive PR from Salon Perfect. At the time of posting, these are currently available on the Walmart website, which I will have affiliate links down in the description box for each individual polish. A word of advice for the Walmart website. In general, stock for Salon Perfect polishes on the Walmart website can be a little dicey. I usually find for Salon Perfect polishes that the polishes on the Walmart website go in and out of stock on a regular basis. And just because it say out of stock Monday at 8 a.m. doesn't mean Tuesday at 9 a.m. it won't be in stock. So just kind of check back and forth, and eventually, you know, they will be there. I found when I was trying to get these that they went in and out of stock quite a few times. Currently, as I'm recording this, they are not yet available on the Salon Perfect website. I'm hopeful that they will eventually get there, and I'll have that linked in the description box as well. So as always, down in the description box, links where you can pick these up, Salon Perfect website, social media pages, my social media pages, as well as a link to my blog post on NicoleLovesNails.com, where I host all my Swatch photos, as well as provide a written review. And of course, timestamps are down there as well. Let's just get into this video. First up, we have Anything is Possible, which I could not find official descriptions for these. So I'm just going to describe this one as like a pearlized berry with teeny tiny little shimmers added to it. Anything is Possible had a really nice formula. It was basically a one coater on me. As you can see here, Salon Perfect has a fairly skinny brush. It's very reminiscent of China Glaze's old brush from like years ago before they switched. This polish was a little bit on the thicker side, but I still found it very fluid and easy to work with the skinnier brush. I will never be a fan of such a skinny brush, but I do think this one works pretty well with their formulation. The overall color of this polish is that reddish, berryish color that we see a lot of this time of year. I am very much tired of looking at this color, but I do think this polish is fairly pretty, even though I don't like the color or the pearlized finish. I do think this is skirting the line between being a metallic and a pearl. You do get some brush strokes when the polish is wet, but for the most part, as the polish dries down, you don't really see any brush strokes. My photos show Anything is Possible in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal, and I had no issues with staining. And now we have Choc-full of Miracles, which I'll just describe as a hot pink cream. Choc-full of Miracles is a very warm red leaning pink. I found that in particular, it photographs a lot more red tone than it actually is in person, so I did end up color correcting my full hand swatches. I honestly really don't like color correcting video format, so the live swatch portion is not color accurate. The most color accurate shots are going to be this shot here, as well as my full hand swatch photos. Choc-full of Miracles had a pretty okay formula. It was a little bit thinner than I personally prefer, and I did find that it ran down the stem of my brush a little bit. It self-leveled really nicely as well. This does dry down fairly flat, so you will definitely want top coat to give it a nice glossy finish. Dieters. Say hi, Dieters. Do you think this leans slightly towards being in the Crelly formulation? It also dries down a little bit more sheer than it initially applies. I found at first I thought this was a one coater, and then as it dried down, it got more sheer. I used 2 coats for my full hand swatches, and I feel like I can still see like a little bit of visible nail line a little bit towards my tips. So I'll call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference, but I like coverage in 2 coats. I did not personally experience any staining with this one, but I would definitely suggest wearing base coat. And now we have Chocolate Cartel, which I'll describe as a chocolate brown linear holographic. Chocolate Cartel was the polish I was most excited for just based on pictures from the Walmart website. Salon Perfect generally does really nice holographic polishes, so yeah, I was really excited for this one. The formula is on the thicker side. I found it's easy to apply and it self-levels nicely. Polish is wet. You can see a little bit of brush strokes, but those all settle down really nicely as the polish dries down. If you work in slightly thicker coats, you can definitely make this one be opaque in one coat. The holographic in here is really pretty. It's not the most in-your-face holographic. It's still very obviously holographic. I was really sad. It was snowing the day I was swatching this release, so like I was not going outside to get daylight shots. Sorry. It was just too damn cold and too damn wet to get me to stand outside to get daylight shots. Sorry. A quick warning for folks. This is one of those linear holographics that when you add top coat, it's going to look like your top coat killed the holographic finish. Give the top coat a few minutes to dry down and then the holographic will return. I really hate it when that happens with linear holos, so I like to make a note of it whenever it does happen so that when you all pick up the polishes, you don't freak out like I freak out when I'm swatching them. That is 2 coats of chocolate cartel. Holographic in here isn't a glitter, so it's going to dry down very smooth but also kind of flat, so you will want top coat for a glossy finish, and this will remove very easily, and I had no issues with staining. And I just wanted to compare this really quickly to another linear holographic just so you can see that the holographic flare is different. Yeah, it's not nearly as strong as a Holo Taco linear holographic, but I feel like for $6 at Walmart, this is pretty damn good. And now we have Extraordinary Quests, which I'll describe as a deep teal base with iridescent flakes. Don't get too excited because I said iridescent flakes. You can see them in the bottle, but on the nail, they're pretty much non-existent. Disappointed! Which is really unfortunate because it looked really cool in the bottle. Other than being super disappointed by the lack of flakies in this polish, overall the polish was really nice. I found it opaque on me in 1 coat. This polish was very much on the thicker side. I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to add thinner to it. So as I mentioned before, it is very cold here in Connecticut and I swatched these the day they arrived. So it is possible that my polish bottle was a little bit cold and that's why it felt so thick to me. But thanks to that thickness, this was opaque on me in 1 coat. This is a super pigmented color, so I would definitely caution that I think it might potentially be a stainer. I had a really hard time getting this tealish color off of my nails. Like I had to scrub with acetone a little bit to get it all off. Nothing in here is going to dry down textured. You will definitely want top coat for a glossy finish. I would recommend using the soak off method or peel off base coat for the easiest removal because again, like I had to scrub a little bit to get all of the pigment off of my fingers, but you know, do what you want. Next up, we have Hover-choc, which I'll describe as a green base with a gold shimmer. If anyone gets the reference for this one, please share with me because I do not understand what a Hover-choc is. The formula for Hover-choc was pretty good. As you're seeing here, it was very opaque on me in 1 coat. Like it was just shy of being like perfection in 1 coat. This was slightly on the thicker side, but the kind of thickness that adds to opacity and not like difficult in use, it self-leveled really nicely as well. Y'all know I always love it when there's gold shimmer in anything. Like gold shimmer is one of my favorite kinds of shimmers for polish, and I thought this one was really pretty. I do wish the shimmer was a little bit more in your face and strong, but again, just like I said for the linear holo, for $6, I ain't mad at it. So that is Hover-choc in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Super easy removal and I had no issues with staining. Next up, we have Pure Imagination, which I'll describe as a warm medium purple with a red to orange shimmer. Pure Imagination is such a fun polish. It leans a little bit being towards that like berry-ish kind of purple, but I think the base itself is purple and then the shimmer warms it up and adds more of the readiness to it. This one is in more of a jelly-like base, so you will definitely want to build it up to get the most opacity. I personally liked coverage for me in 2 coats. However, I feel like what my eyes saw versus what my camera saw were 2 very different things, and looking at my footage in 2 coats, I feel like I probably should have added a 3rd coat and not try to just do 2. Oh no. So yeah, I'll call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference, but if I ever reach for this again, we're doing 3 coats because it looks patchy. It looks a little patchy. The base for this was a little bit thinner than I was expecting it to be, but overall I still found application really nice. Just make sure to wipe the stem of your brush as you're pulling it out of your bottle and you won't have any issues. I feel like that's not really a fault to this polish though, by the way. I feel like for brands like Salon Perfect, China Glaze, that just have longer stems of the brush, that is more prone to happening because it's just so damn long. I am undecided on if I think the shimmer in this polish is a color shifty like a red to orange shimmer, or if it's 2 different shimmers in the polish itself. Either way, you're gonna see a red and orange colors in the shimmer on this one. So again, my photo show Pure Imagination in 2 coats plus glossy top coat. Removal is not gonna be super difficult. The shimmer will make things a little bit messy, and I had no issues with staining. And now we have Scrumdiddlyumptious, which I'll describe as a blue to purple duochrome. This is one of the polishes in this release that I was kind of confused by. It looks so similar to me to one of the polishes that they released in their Halloween collection from this year called If Looks Could Kill. I'll have a side-by-side of the two polishes together because I honestly want to see what they look like side by side, because like I feel like this is the exact same polish, so we'll see in a moment. Scrumdiddlyumptious had a really nice formula. It does show a little bit of brush strokiness, especially when the polish is wet. As it dries down, the brush strokes aren't as noticeable, but if you look for them, you will be able to see them. While this isn't like the most insanely color shifty polish I've ever seen in my life, I do still think this blue to purple color shift is still really, really nice. I'm gonna call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. I use 2 coats from my full-hand swatches. I noticed in brighter direct lighting that I could see a little bit of visible nail line at like the very edges of my nails, but it wasn't enough to get me to add a 3rd coat. Nothing in here is going to dry down textured. Removal will be very easy, maybe a little bit messy, but not too bad. And here is a side-by-side with If Looks Could Kill and Scrumdiddlyumptious. I question heavily why these two polishes were released back to back like this. I won't say it's an exact dupe for Scrumdiddlyumptious, but I think the two polishes are similar enough that you definitely don't need both. And the final polish in this release is called Velvety Delight. I'll describe it as a holiday red with shimmer that I think might be matte. Either it dries down incredibly dull or it's supposed to be a matte finish. I'm not quite sure which one it is. I'm personally leaning towards that it just dries down incredibly dull, but like the name makes me question maybe if it is supposed to dry down matte. The formula for this one was pretty good, a little bit thicker than I would have personally liked, but not so thick that I needed to add thinner. But again, I think for this one, it might be because my bottle was again a little bit cold. So I said recently that I was tired of seeing Santa Claus red, but like apparently that's only for creams. If it's a Santa Claus red with shimmer or flakies or something, apparently that's game on and I absolutely love it. I'm going to call this one a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference. I used 3 coats for my full-hand swatches, but coverage overall was very even in 2 coats. I just had a little bit more visible nail line than I wanted to go with for my full-hand swatches. In here is going to dry down textured, but again, it does dry down very dull, so you will definitely want top coat for a glossy finish, and I had no issues with staining. Alrighty, so final thoughts. Listen. When I saw people on Instagram posting about this collection like being like existing, I was really excited. Really excited. I am almost ashamed to admit what sold me on getting this collection. You guys are gonna think I'm dumb. I absolutely love the Salon Perfect gel plumping top coat. It's one of my go-to top coats for swatching as well as just like for wearing nail polish. When I saw that this collection also has a gold top coat,
I love gold.
I was just like,
Take my money.
buying it. I'm buying it. I need it. So I bought this because I wanted, look at the top coat though. No, seriously, look at the top coat. Tell me that's not beautiful. Tell me that's not beautiful. I wore this top coat for some of the swatches and I found that this is the Salon Perfect gel plumping top coat. If you're confused, this isn't like real gel polish. This is still like regular nail polish that dries, you know, that air dries. They just call it gel because they want to confuse people. But yes. I bought this collection because I wanted a gold top coat. You might have noticed from my swatch footage that some of my bottles look a little chewed up. Basically what happened is my dog, Sassy, here's a picture of the little nugget. Sassy decided to sign the package for me. Here's a picture of her signing for the package. And when Sassy likes to sign for packages, she also likes to open the packages up for me and then scatter them across my yard. So I got to spend about 20 minutes the other morning just walking around the yard trying to find all of the polishes. Unfortunately for me, they didn't all survive Sassy's package opening skills. So yeah, in case anyone was wondering, the bottles on these are pretty much the exact same as the China Glaze bottle. So if for some reason your cap ever arrives damaged, you can replace it with the China Glaze cap fairly easily. Alrighty, as far as final thoughts go, I absolutely loved this collection. It was really fun. I would say it was a lot more fun than the China Glaze collection, if we're really being honest. I feel like the variety of finishes, as well as the holographic, I feel like this was a really fun release. I especially like that this collection, each polish is priced at $5.98, which is a little bit more expensive than Salon Perfect typically is, but for $6, these were really good. I will say, on my swatch hand still, I have on the brown holographic from this release. Like, yes, I swatched it earlier today, and no, I can't remember what it's called. I think it was chocolate canal? Canal? Cabble? Chocolate cabble? Cavill? Something along those lines. I still have it on now, and my heart dropped when I was swatching this, because this is one of those weird linear holographics that when you add top coat, like, it just nullifies all hollowy goodness. But like, as the top coat dries, the holographic does come back. So like, if you get these, don't freak out, because I freaked out. I changed top coats halfway through putting top coat on because I thought it was like my top coat reacting. And I did test out this one with the Salon Perfect top coat that comes with the release, and the top coat that comes with this release also does that same, like, nullifying the hollow. And then as it dries down, it becomes holographic again, just, you know. My top picks from this release are going to be Chocolate Cartel and Velvety Delight. I know, red. Who is she? Who is she liking the red? It's me. It's me liking the red. Those are going to be my top picks from this release, but overall I thought all the polishes were really good. So I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Are you planning on picking it? Have you already picked it up? Heck, are you going to go see the Wonka movie? I will likely see it whenever it arrives on streaming because I don't like leaving my house. And one more time, these polishes are all available on the Walmart website right now. It should also be popping up in stores nationwide. I've seen a couple of folks on Instagram posting about seeing them in their local store. Unfortunately, I have not yet seen them in my local store, but my local store never seems to get new releases from Salon Perfect. Unfortunately, this is one of those brands where outside of ordering it online, finding it in store might be a bit of a battle because it's only available in one store. International folks, once again, I'm real sorry that I don't know where you all can get this internationally, because the Walmart website as well as the Salon Perfect website do not ship outside of the US. So before we get into today's video, I want to give a very special shout out to my channel members, Shenanigang! Thank you guys so very much. I will see you all tomorrow. Well, actually, I guess this video is going up on Saturday, so I'll see you all yesterday for our members only live stream. If you would like to sign up for my channel memberships, I have a link for that down in the description box. As always, please do not feel pressure to sign up for channel memberships. If you don't like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and seriously, we are good. So just thank you all very much for watching today's video. Have a fantastic weekend again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!